Yeah. All right. Let's start with you, Coach. An amazing day, doubleheader, and I got to start with your pitcher right there, Georgina Corrick. You've coached so many great pitchers throughout your career, not only in the U.S. national team but at USF with Triner and Nevins, and a legendary day by Georgina. Just describe her and this day.
Unprecedented at USF for what she did today, and maybe unprecedented if you go back to the history of the regionals. When you take a look at 3 days in a row, giving up one run, and less than 10 hits, I believe. I mean, that's against some of the best competition in the country. Obviously, you've got University of Florida, Baylor, and South Alabama, who's been a powerhouse in their region for years. So our pitcher and our catcher, it goes without saying, Eric, that the kid behind the plate did a hell of a job, and the kid in the circle was ham and egging it together, and if you ask me if I had anything to do with it, the answer is absolutely not. Trust them completely what they do. They got a great feel for the game, and we're very, very happy to have not just physically talented pitcher catcher, but cerebrally talented pitcher catcher.
For both of you players, talk about you two. You two have a great chemistry there. Start with you, Georgina. Talk about the chemistry you and Foreman have there, because I mean, you've been. This is not just this weekend. This has been going on for a while.
Yeah, definitely. I can't even look at her without laughing. I think a lot of it is just realizing that I know I'm a little bit older and she's younger. We haven't had the same experiences. So I realized that our season was taken out from under us, and the tragic part of that is, like, this is such a team atmosphere. This is such a team game. You could feel all the emotions when so many seniors were coming back for that additional year versus the seniors that just couldn't, that their life had to move on. So I think for me, the attitude is that I want to give every single player, not just Josie, every girl on the team, the experience that maybe some other girls haven't been able to have, that they've been deprived of. So I think you'll see us like laughing and dancing and smiling out there. And we never take ourselves too seriously, just because I think sometimes the game gets away from you that way. It's so important to realize that she's worked her entire life to get here. I've worked my entire life to get here. And if we took ourselves too seriously and we got grumpy or mad about umpiring calls or strike zones not going our way, like, we wouldn't be having fun anymore. So I think the important thing that you guys see from us is us having fun and recognizing that the work we've done is productive, and we've put it in, we've grinded out the hours, we've gone to workouts, we've gone to practices, and this is just the culmination. You guys just get to see the outside of all the hard work and the fun that we've had leading up to this moment.
Josie, what's your thoughts there catching Georgina there? What's it like having that seat?
Yeah, I think George hit it pretty well, that it's all fun. Like, at practice, we sit there and we grind, and then we come out here and we just have fun with it. And it's nice to know that you have someone like George in the circle who is going to work for you and who's going to do her best. And it's all around fun to catch her.
Tell me about your at-bat. Pretty big one there against South Alabama there, kind of the difference in the game. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so we knew going in that she was an up ball pitcher. So Coach told me, keep it simple. So I did. I widened my stance a little bit and just kept battling till I saw the right pitch and took it.
Talk about the confidence in the offense when you have Georgina pitching. You know that, listen, if we get some runs here, she'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's the number one thing I told the girls before the game. I said, that Georgina's going to be out there working for us, so we have to sit here and work for her. So it's nice knowing you have someone like that in the circle, so you can sit there, and when you get a run, you know that she's not going to allow another one.
For you and then Georgina, were you aware of her that she had a no-hitter going?
Oh, yeah. But we made sure that was not spoken in the dugout.
Georgina, did you know you had a no-hitter going?
Yeah, I guess every single game I try to have no-hitters every single inning. It's kind of a thing that I do. It's a competition between me and a batter. So when I lose a competition, I obviously take it pretty personal. So when I can sit back and be like, oh, I haven't lost recently. Like, I haven't really lost a battle in a second. And you get to, obviously, Florida has a wonderful, huge scoreboard that's very, very bright. And I looked up and I saw the 0 there, and that's very important to me. But also it shows that, like, you could go back and look at any single play that didn't go our way that could have ended that no-hitter. We had Kendall killing it at shortstop. We've got Alana, another freshman on a hot corner. We've got BK, who's always been absolutely solid on the defense. And I think people forget the no-hitters are just as much a reflection of your defense as it is of your pitching staff. And our defense works really, really hard to help me keep zeros on the board, especially when I'm having a good day.
The thing I've enjoyed covering you and watching you play is it doesn't matter how many games you throw on a given day or a given weekend. You You just throw. It's your throwback. Just talk about that. You don't seem tired from pitch one to pitch whatever. You know what I mean? You're just the same. Just talk about that and just wanting the ball every time.
Thank you so much. I guess I should have gone into acting, but I had a phenomenal pitching coach growing up who always told me, she's like, you shouldn't be able to tell whether you're winning or losing a game by what's on your face. And I think we forget how tough we train our student athletes. I know us at USF, and I can't speak for other schools, but the work that girls put on outside of what you guys know is absolutely, like, it's devastating sometimes. You know, it really makes you question why you got to where you are. But you guys don't realize that 2 hours is nothing compared to 4 hours every single day in the weight room and everything like that. I obviously want the ball every single time. I want to be the best for my team, and I want to show them that all the hard work that we do in the fall and the spring, all of our training sessions, I'm not putting it to waste. You know, I know that they can see us when you go out there and you're running with your team. You can see who's pushing and you can see who's not. And I think it's really, really important for me and for every other girl on the field to show that I worked hard for you guys. You know, if I went out there and I was like, oh, I'm tired, oh, this hurts, like, that's not a reflection of what I've worked for. So I'll always keep grinding until I can't do it anymore. And then I'll probably still push myself a little bit more.
Last question for you, Coach. I mean, obviously led by Georgina, but this group, it's a tight group here. What they battle, they believe in her. She believes in her team. They believe in each other. With everything you've been through this year with COVID and protocols, and here you are fighting and get to a regional final. And I know you got a lot left in the tank, but we'll talk about this group and what this means to you. A very special group.
It is, Eric. We've asked a lot of them since last April, when the season got shut down in March, about, hey, listen, can you be structured? Can you be disciplined? Can you sacrifice the social aspects of college? We're going to split the team in two because of COVID. Practice on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and the other group practice on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, you know, we didn't have our whole team together except for 10 days prior to the beginning of the season. We didn't even have a preseason. So when they came together, our first month, we might have played 6 games. You know, that's it. You know, in February, we didn't play a multi-team tournament. So it was kind of, they had to get to know each other. There was no locker room for them to socialize, right? There was no weight room for them to socialize. They did everything outside. And for what we asked of them, and then we only had 3 coaches at one time, and then we only had 2 coaches at one time. I don't think people understand that we have 33 people on a roster, that family is really, really tight with just 2 coaches. So they have to be responsible, accountable, and mature. And I stay out of the way because I trust them completely. It's been unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Congratulations on the great effort today. Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate
Thank
that,
you very
Eric.
much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Josie and George a little bit, but I mean, Josie, you came in as a freshman, have solidified and kept your spot. Caught a couple no-hitters now for Georgina, and coach has mentioned that you all call your own games sometimes. Can you just talk about the faith that Ken has in you, obviously, and just that experience of being able to step in that role and have the knowledge that you have and be able to call something like that?
Yeah, I think it falls back a lot on us two communicating before a game. Even with coach will pull up the stats, say this person's an ambush hitter, this person's not. And I think that plays a big role, especially when like, George, is this working today? Do you think this will work? So ultimately, I think just discussing between us two, that plays a huge role in the no hitters thrown.
I definitely think Josie's been a really, really fast learner. I was really excited to come to regionals because she's caught me the most. You know, she caught me early in the season. She had to learn what we were doing in the fall. She had to learn how my pitches break, like how I'm feeling that day. Like, she's very, very good about that. And I was really, really excited to come here because I realized that she knew me so, so well. There's times when she'll run out to the circle and she's like, what do you think from this batter? And her and I will literally look at each other and say the same pitch. It's really funny. And I just know that she's got the confidence, she's got the wherewithal, and she's really, really got a strong presence behind the plate. You know, sometimes people don't realize that the catching position is a very intelligent position. You know, you talk about framing, you talk about blocking, you don't talk about calling sometimes. A lot of times you have a guy who flashes numbers on a board and then you look at a card and you go. You know, I think that's very informal in a lot of ways, because you'll look at Josie and we'll be laughing and we'll be joking. I'll look at her and we just have a silent communication that I know what I want to throw and she knows what she thinks is going to be best for this. And it's been an incredible learning experience for me as much as it's been for her, because almost every year I've had to learn a new catcher now. But learning with Josie has been a lot of fun, and I think we've been really, really successful with what we've done.
I don't think people appreciate or will understand that that relationship will last their lifetime. When you go to battle and in the fire and competition with your catcher, with your pitcher, and you click, that never goes away. That's an incredible relationship that goes on. And I appreciate you saying the catchers are cerebral, which is really good, because that was the spot I played. But you're right, to the fact of the relationship is more important than anything else. The comfort level that she has with her and she has with her, they trust each other. That's a big deal. And it's not sometimes they call their own game. They call their own game all the time.